The holiday season is all about good vibes, family time, and giving, but for some people, it's also a chance to take advantage of others. Unfortunately for a few Christmas crooks, they picked the wrong targets this year. They quickly found out that messing with the wrong people during the holidays can come with some serious consequences. Wholesome theft. In Florida, this guy walked into a Little Caesars ready to rob the place, but with a pretty weird excuse. He told the workers he needed the cash to buy Christmas presents for his kids. Surveillance footage shows him entering with a gun, but he was actually super polite about it. He even asked the worker to open the safe. When he found out it was empty, he just went for the cash registers, filled up a backpack, and took off. Before leaving though, he apologized, saying he was sorry, but he had to do it for his kids' Christmas. Returning presents. A man and woman in Long Beach, California, decided to help themselves to some Christmas decorations. The guy swipes a lit-up snowman, and the woman grabs a Santa. They load the decorations into their car and take off. Turns out the victim is actually Santa himself, or rather, a guy named Michael Farmer, who dresses as Santa to take family photos at his studio. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the footage of the theft. But, like any good Christmas story, this one has a happy ending. After seeing the news coverage, the couple felt super guilty and returned the stolen decorations a week later. The woman even showed up at Farmer's house, confessing how bad she felt. They handed the decorations back, one of them wrapped in a garbage bag. Turns out, they took them because they couldn't afford Christmas for their daughter. And when she saw the decorations, she loved them. Grinch. This Grinch nearly stole Christmas in Orange County, California, when a porch pirate swiped some packages right before Christmas. It turns out, the thief took something way more precious than they realized: wedding photos. Brittany Hale, the bride, had sent a beautiful collage of her wedding photos to her parents, but the thief took them without knowing their sentimental value.
It really hurt because I felt like an invasion. This was our family and our personal private moment that now somebody just basically stole from us.
Brittany was devastated, especially after all the effort she put into the gift. Her mom, Lori, was heartbroken too, feeling like their personal moment had been stolen. But then, Brittany posted the surveillance footage on Facebook, asking for the thief to return the photos. And on New Year's Eve, the thief did just that. They returned the photos, hiding their faces under a hood.
It is going in our family room where we can look at it every day and enjoy it.
When the tables turn. John Lewis Alexander, a military vet and liquor store clerk, wasn't having any of it when a robber tried to hold up his store. The guy pulled a handgun on him, but John wasn't scared. He pushed the robber's gun away, grabbed his own, and shoved it right in the guy's mouth. Fake theft. Dan Niles brings home a Christmas tree and leaves it outside for a bit while he unloads it from the car. Fast forward a couple of hours, and his daughter Stephanie goes outside to find.
Dad, where'd the tree go? Did you put it in the garage?
The tree's gone. She's freaking out, asking if her dad moved it to the garage. But no, it's not there. She's convinced someone stole it. Turns out the tree wasn't stolen, it was just run over. Stephanie had rushed out earlier to put it in the garage, but ended up driving straight over it and dragging it in.
Under the car? Stephanie! There she is.
Stolen presents. CCTV footage just dropped showing two thieves sneaking into a house in Mitcham, South London, and stealing presents right from under the Christmas tree. The crooks broke in last weekend and grabbed all sorts of stuff: jewelry, a tablet, a laptop, and even some photography gear. They left behind dirty footprints all over the place, making it pretty clear they'd been rummaging through the house. Brazen robbery. A video from outside a butchery in Polokwane shows a guy handing over his stuff for safekeeping when 6 masked men suddenly grab him. One of them chokes him, while the others snatch his wallet and phone, then start searching him for anything else valuable. After tossing him to the ground, they just walk off like it's nothing. Caught red-handed. In the middle of the day, this argument broke out between what seemed to be 2 strangers. Apparently, one of them had stolen the other's wallet, but he managed to catch the thief before he could run away.
So I got
Where's the police here?
I got some video of the guy if you
But there's
want.
no police around here.
Trucker fights thief. In Foshan City, Guangdong Province, a sharp-eyed trucker, Mr. Huo, got back at a thief who snatched his phone in a wild way. While Huo was making a call inside his truck, a hand reached in and grabbed his phone, and the thief zoomed off on a scooter. Later that day, Huo spotted the same thief on a scooter and boldly stood in the middle of the road. As the thief charged toward him, Huo leaped into the air and kicked him off the bike with a kung fu-style move. After knocking the thief out, Huo grabbed his phone and walked away victorious. Box-wearing thief. A guy who tried to rob a phone repair store in Miami Gardens got busted after security footage showed him wearing a cardboard box on his head during the heist. The video, which caught the whole thing, shows the thief stealing over $15,000 worth of stuff, including 19 iPhones and $8,000 in cash. But the store owner, Jeremias Braganza, couldn't help but laugh when he saw the footage.
I was really frustrated, but when there was a laugh on my face when I saw the recording video of my surveillance.
The robber, who was trying to hide his identity with the box, actually knocked it off his head for a second, giving away his face before quickly putting it back on and running out of the store. Knocked out. A would-be thief's getaway took an unexpected turn when he ran straight into a glass wall, knocking himself out cold. It all went down in Bellevue, Washington, at a Louis Vuitton store during the day. The 17-year-old suspect had snatched about $18,000 worth of handbags, thinking he was about to make a quick escape. But as he tried to bolt out of the store, he wasn't looking where he was going and slammed into a glass wall hard enough to knock himself unconscious. Off-duty cop. On August 24th, an off-duty Los Angeles police officer found himself in the middle of a dramatic shootout with a burglary suspect, and it was all caught on security footage. The officer, who hasn't been named, was going about his business when he noticed some suspicious behavior. Sensing something wasn't right, he decided to approach the person, who turned out to be Jason Taylor Bowles.
Have it. No. Huh? I don't have anything. Go. Huh? You go.
Things quickly took a dangerous turn when Bowles allegedly pulled out a gun and started shooting at the officer. The situation escalated quickly, but the officer kept his cool in the face of the threat, doing everything he could to neutralize the situation. Ring doorbell. On July 15th, a pretty terrifying situation unfolded just west of Denver, Colorado. It all started when a couple was walking home, and they noticed a man and a woman were following them. They followed the couple all the way to their house. Once they got there, the guy pulled out a gun and pointed it straight at the couple's faces. Realizing the danger they were in, the couple bolted inside and slammed the door behind them. After the suspects sped off, they didn't just call it a day. Minutes later, they reportedly robbed another person at gunpoint. Restaurant robber. On January 5th in Houston, Texas, a robbery attempt at a restaurant took a deadly turn. A masked man walked in, gun in hand, and demanded money from the customers. Some of them even threw cash his way in an attempt to comply. As the robber made his rounds around the restaurant, one customer, apparently fed up with the situation, quietly reached into his belongings and pulled out his own gun. As the suspect turned to leave, the customer shot him, taking him down in the process. It turns out the gun the suspect was carrying wasn't even real. It was a plastic weapon, something investigators discovered after the fact. The authorities are now searching for the customer who shot the robber. Badass MMA fighter. In Center City, Philadelphia, MMA fighter Igor Korchukhan's car was stolen while he was parked. Around 5 p.m., 3 men jumped in and drove off with it. At first, Igor couldn't believe it, but then he chased after the thieves, hanging onto the side of his car as they sped away. Despite the danger, he escaped without injury. However, the thieves got away with his car, and no arrests had been made at the time of the report.
Head east on Race Street. Keep right to stay on Race Street. In a quarter mile, turn left onto North 3rd Street.
baseball bat. Gerard Tai, a Seattle dental assistant, is no stranger to confronting thieves. He shared his experiences on a show, recalling one time when a thief stole his chain lubricant. Gerard, only in his shorts, chased down the thief and caught him, but didn't get the lubricant back. He also confronted a thief holding a gun while in his underwear, saying he didn't have time to get dressed because the police would have taken too long. Gerard believes in taking action when police can't respond quickly enough, and he's committed to stopping crime, even if it means risking his own safety.
Yes, I didn't really think that video was going to hit as hard as it did with the community, but I didn't have a chance to put on my clothes. The gun was locked up in the safe, which I don't have that locked up in the safe anymore. If I'd waited to put on my clothing, they would have gotten the bike in the back of the truck.
Fake delivery guy. A quick-thinking homeowner in East Haven, Connecticut, narrowly avoided an armed robbery when a suspect dressed as a delivery driver tried to force his way into the house. The man showed up around 9:45 a.m. with a fake package and claimed it might be for the homeowner. But when he rushed inside, the homeowner managed to push him back out. The thief ran off to a getaway car, and an hour later, police posted photos asking for help identifying him. Surrendered. A tense moment unfolded when a man was caught trying to do something shady, and the person confronting him wasn't letting him off easy. The person quickly demanded, "Let me see your hands," and had him get down on the ground, repeatedly warning him to stay flat and still.
I'm gonna tase you. You're about to get tased, bro. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
The situation escalated when the man was asked if he had a gun. He responded that it was in his car at a nearby Walgreens. Despite the tension, the person made sure to stay calm and continue questioning, ensuring the situation stayed under control. Eventually, the confrontation settled down.
You got a gun?
Yes, sir.
Where at?
In my car. I'm using robbery.
Stay still so don't go off. Stay still.
Staged robbery. Surveillance footage recently surfaced, allegedly showing 2 employees at a Georgia Shell gas station staging a robbery. On January 20th, Raj Patel, one of the workers, pretended to get knocked out by his co-worker, Danny Curtis, who then went behind the counter and swiped some cash. But it didn't stop there. Apparently, they weren't satisfied with just one round of fake crime. The duo tried it again, repeating their act like a bad comedy routine. Police have called their attempt comical, and it's clear they weren't exactly experts at pulling off a convincing heist. Robbery in action. Ring camera footage from a Las Vegas suburb shows a terrifying attempted robbery and murder that happened on July 24th. The video captures a suspect confronting a man in his garage as he returns home. The suspect reportedly pointed a gun at the man, demanding his belongings. As the man tried to make a run for it, the suspect allegedly attempted to shoot him, but the gun jammed and didn't go off. Fortunately, the man was unharmed, but the suspect is still on the loose, and police are actively searching for him. It's a close call for sure. Elderly couple gets robbed. On September 14th, an elderly couple in Portsmouth, Virginia, was robbed at gunpoint in their own home, and it was all caught on their Ring camera. 2 armed men broke in, forcing the couple into a closet. The wife went in right away, but the men got frustrated with the husband moving too slowly. After a tense moment, the wife came back to help him with his walker. The thieves then stole phones, a wallet, and even something from the kitchen before grabbing a safe and leaving. Tequila theft. This woman walked into a liquor store in Houston with the intent to steal some alcohol. She grabbed 5 bottles of Patron tequila and started to leave without paying. But things took a wild turn when her accomplice got into a physical altercation with witnesses who tried to stop them. While the chaos unfolded, the woman ended up crawling into the getaway car, even losing her shirt in the process. As she dropped one of the bottles, a witness tried to hold the car door shut to stop them, but the pair still managed to escape, stealing 4 bottles of tequila. Held hostage. A viral video captured a tense hostage situation at a Walmart in Richland, Mississippi, where 21-year-old Corlunda McGinnister allegedly took an employee hostage. In the footage, McGinnister can be seen holding a gun in one hand and gripping the employee with the other. She claimed she needed help and even wanted to speak with a news anchor. As the situation escalated, McGinnister realized she was being filmed, and a bystander pleaded for her to let the employee go. Armed robbery. Houston County deputies are looking into a tragic robbery that turned deadly at a local dollar store early Tuesday morning. Deputies were called to the scene after reports of an armed robbery and a person being shot. When they arrived, they found a woman, the store clerk, with a gunshot wound to the chest. Barbar gets robbed. Police are on the hunt for a suspect who pulled off a big robbery at a Bronx barbershop on August 26, 2021. The thief managed to steal nearly $30,000 worth of property during the heist. Details about how the robbery went down are still coming in, but it's clear the suspect got away with a serious haul. Authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward as they work to track down the thief and get justice for the barbershop owners. Armored vehicle. The FBI and Greenwood Village Police are asking for the public's help in tracking down 3 suspects who were caught on camera robbing an armored vehicle parked outside a bank. The robbery was bold, and the suspects managed to make off with whatever they could before escaping. Authorities are hoping someone might have seen something or knows something that could lead to identifying the thieves. With the video footage out there, the police are confident they can catch these criminals. $1 million. 7 men were arrested in Brooklyn for allegedly pulling off a major heist, stealing over $1 million from trucks that were carrying cash to refill ATMs. The group carefully watched 2 warehouses in the area, then targeted vehicles transporting the cash. They used some clever tactics like releasing air from the tires to slow the trucks down and make it easier to get inside and grab the money. It sounds like a well-organized operation, but fortunately they were caught before they could get away with more. Now, they're facing serious charges for their crimes. CCTV. Robbers were starting to take full advantage of the weak security at many Mapisa shops, and it was becoming a pretty common problem across the country. With security measures being lax, these criminals could easily swoop in and make off with everything. It was getting to the point where shop owners and workers were having to deal with this sort of thing more and more often. It seems like the lack of strong protection made these places easy targets, and the robbers were clearly taking advantage of it to clean out the shops without much resistance. Theft at Molene. On the morning of September 27th, just after 6 a.m., a man in blue jeans showed up at the Nakuru Molene Services office at the Nakuru main stage. After a little while, he bought a ticket to Nairobi but never actually boarded the bus. Instead, a white car pulls up and a guy gets out, heading straight to the Molene parcel office. The driver parks nearby as the man in jeans continues to hang around. The guy in the white car starts loading parcels into the vehicle. Once everything is loaded, the man in blue jeans gets on the Nairobi bus with the ticket he had earlier purchased, while the white vehicle heads off in the opposite direction. Turns out, Best Solutions, the company that owns the cargo, reported that their shipment, worth 1.2 million shillings, was stolen during transit. Tesco Thieves. Police are trying to track down 3 guys who are connected to a big theft at a supermarket in Crawley. It happened on Thursday, December 29th, between 2:45 p.m. and 3 p.m., when a bunch of mobile phones were stolen from the store. The stolen phones are valued at around $10,000, making it a pretty significant loss for the supermarket. Florida armed robber. A group of cousins on spring break in Florida found themselves in a wild situation when a masked man tried to rob them at gunpoint. Instead of backing down, they decided to fight back. The whole thing was caught on camera, and it's honestly impressive how they handled the situation. They didn't just freeze up, they took control and stood their ground against the would-be robber. TV thief. The homeowner was pretty surprised when they found out their house had been broken into. They have signs all over the place letting people know they're being recorded, So either this guy didn't notice them or just didn't care. The video shows him kicking the door 5 times to get inside. You can see the house alarm going off as he gets in, and he's clearly in a rush at that point. He grabs a flat screen TV, and if you look closely, you can spot him running past the camera. Shop worker tackles armed robber. A shop worker in Leeds is being praised for his bravery after tackling an armed robber during a spree of crimes. On the evening of July 19th last year, Marlon Stewart went on a wild crime spree, committing 13 offenses in just about 20 minutes. As Stewart tried to rob a shop, the worker, showing some serious guts, took action and managed to tackle him. Police have since commended the shop worker for stepping up and stopping a dangerous criminal. Daredevil Thieves. These thieves pulled a gun on a man in the middle of the street and forced him to give up all his things. With a gun to his head, the man had no choice but to give him his bag. They even checked to see if he had anything else before running away with all his stuff. By the time a security guard nearby saw what had happened, it was far too late, and the thieves had already run away. Men steal a thief. Thieves Rip Open ATM. Police are investigating after $80,000 was stolen in just seconds during a quick ATM heist in Shelbyville. Surveillance video shows 2 masked men pulling up in what's believed to be a stolen pickup truck. They used tow straps and hooks to yank the ATM from its base, grabbing the money and speeding off in just a couple of minutes. The whole thing was incredibly fast and organized. This happened around 5:15 a.m. on Saturday. Police also say that a second ATM from the same bank was hit just a few hours later, using the exact same method. What was your favorite footage? Comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Goodbye.